What up, everybody? Hunger and Hungover here, and today is April 4th. It is also the 26th day of the month-long challenge where I review random shit and play Solitaire. Historical fact for today, in 1975, Bill Gates and Paul Allen discovered Microsoft, or they founded it, and famous birthdays, one of my favorite magicians, David Blaine, and Heath Ledger. So today I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of the third season of the UK show The Inbetweeners. This is a great episode, so let's talk about it. So the new season begins, and we learn that Jay has his license now in a brand new car.
Morning, Benders. Jump in the Mingemobile.
Strange thing to call your mum's car.
There's also something quite different about his appearance, and his friends obviously point that out.
Hang on, have you had the left ear pierced?
Yes.
Isn't that the one you get pierced to show you're gay?
Fuck off!
We learn that Jay only got his earring because he wants to look good for this upcoming fashion show. He wants to be a model, but Simon tells him he can't because Carly already asked him to model in the show, and Jay carries this grudge all the way to school.
Seriously, what clothes are going to look better on you than me? Apart from a paper bag for your fucking head.
Brilliant. Should we give it a rest now, Jack?
Jay really can't catch a break this episode. Even Mr. Gilbert gives us 2 cents on his new earring.
Take it out, or I will rip it out.
But what about my human rights?
You have to be human for those to apply, Cartwright. Out, now.
Mr. Gilbert brings up a former student, Alistair, who got sick, and he's coming back today, and he's also one of the main characters of this episode. The whole fashion charity show is for him. And Neil brings up a logical question.
Yes, Sutherland.
Can I catch it?
No, you cannot catch kidney failure.
Jay goes on to foreshadow that Alistair is a complete dick, and he was before he got sick, and Will, somebody who didn't know Alistair at all, defends him.
Look, he's had a hugely traumatic time. Maybe he's changed.
He's not going to got more interested in an hospital bed attached to a drip for a year, is he?
What a sympathetic view of a life-threatening illness.
Later that day, Mr. Gilbert calls Will into his office and puts him in charge of collecting money at the charity fashion show, and Will voices his opinion on this charade loud and clear.
I'm sorry.
It's not about raising money. It's a popularity parade. It's just the self-elected attractive people using charities as an excuse to show off.
And even though Mr. Gilbert does agree with Will, he still has to do it. So later that day, Alistair does show up at the school, and everybody's in the the gymnasium where they're setting up the fashion show. And this is where Will first meets Alistair.
Look at him. Fucking milking it.
Jay, he's in a wheelchair.
He was always a bit lazy, though.
Will's been defending this dude up until this point, and Alistair gives a speech to everybody there, and they're all on his side. But we're about to meet the real Alistair, and this is just the beginning of this feud throughout this whole episode between him and Will.
Hi, I'm Will, by the way. I'm relatively new.
Are you the kid who shit himself in the exam?
Nice to meet you too.
Alistair ends up roasting Will here, but I'll save room for more clips later because they're great. And Jay catches Carly outside of the gym and asks to be a model in the show.
Carly, can I have a word?
I'm a bit busy, what's up?
I was just wondering if you needed any more models for tomorrow?
No, we're fine.
Jay asked about several more times and got shut down again and again. And that leads us to the night of the fashion show. And we find Will sitting at a desk collecting tickets and imposing his moral superiority on everybody who wants in.
I'm not saying don't give to charity. Do give to charity. I'm just saying you can give without supporting this egotistical vanity fest.
My daughter is one of the models.
Then you've failed her.
Jay, Simon, and Neil show up, and Jay still has delusions that he will be modeling tonight and even got 2 new earrings, and the boys laugh at him, and Simon puts him in his place real quick.
Yeah, well, you won't be laughing when I'm getting all the pussy because I'm up on the catwalk.
You're not going to be on the catwalk. You aren't modelling.
And then the boys engage in the type of conversation that the fans of this show know and love dearly.
I bet you've tried it. We all have.
I managed to lick the tip once, but it took a lot of stretching, twice a day for a couple of weeks.
Well, thanks for sharing, Neil.
So Jay, Simon, and Neil head inside the fashion show, and later that night, Charlotte actually shows up, and Will makes a fool of himself by talking shit about all the models and how stupid the show is, until Charlotte mentions she's participating, and he changes his tune real quick. But unfortunately for Will, Alistair was hearing what he was saying to all the parents, and he decides to confront Will. And this is the start of one of the funniest scenes in this season.
Money helping set it up.
Why are you trying to ruin this event, Mackenzie?
Good timing.
Do you think kidney patients like me should die? Is that it?
Nah, come on, mate. That's a bit extreme.
Alistair's trying to get Charlotte on his side, telling her that Will's trying to stop people from donating money to his charity.
Look, Alistair, why don't we go and have a chat about this somewhere different, eh?
No, let's talk about it here.
Wasn't a request. See you later, Charlotte.
What are you doing? Are you trying to wheel me away?
When the brakes on Alistair's wheelchair stop Will's plan from getting him the hell out of there, he resorts to this genius tactic.
Get off. You're trying to sabotage this event. I won't stand for it. I won't stand for it.
In Will's mind, this seems to be working, so he continues to do so as Charlotte stands there in awe.
I won't have it. This is my special day. You're trying to ruin it.
I'm gonna go get ready.
Earlier in the episode, Neil agreed to help get the models dressed, but Carly made it quite clear when he arrived that he'll be dressing the men, and he has another awkward interaction with that teacher that tried to bang him from the first episode of season 2.
Come on, we better get you out of these clothes.
But sir, I'm not modelling.
Oh. You should be.
So the fashion show commences, and Will has another long, drawn-out confrontation with Alistair.
You try anything like that again,
Alistair, I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Is that meant to be a joke about the chair?
Charlotte shows up and tells Will that her partner got super drunk and he needs to fill in, and she puts Will's principles to the test here. And he rushes backstage and instantly throwing all of his morals and principles out the window and gets dressed. And Jay is super pissed.
It was me Charlotte wanted. She chose me. That's the only reason I'm doing it.
Yeah, well, they'll be sorry. I'll show them.
Columbine Massacre show them or Futile Gesture show them?
Whatever's worse.
So despite everything he said throughout this episode, he and Charlotte go out there and he puts on the performance of a lifetime. He even starts like dancing near the end of it and giving it his all to obviously impress Charlotte. And luckily for Simon, Carly's partner also dropped out and she made him model a Speedo. And there's a wardrobe malfunction. His nuts are hanging out the entire time. This scene's so funny. He's strutting his stuff out there because he wants to impress her. And everybody in the school sees his nuts, including Mr. Gilbert. Well, that monstrosity's going on. Backstage, Charlotte's talking to Will and saying how much of a nice guy he is for doing that for her and how there's no guys like him in university. And she ends up breaking his heart again. Kind of really hate her after this episode, to be honest.
I think I'd be happy if I had someone in my life just like you.
Well, what about me?
If you've been watching these reviews or even seen the show prior to these, you know Will has always had a thing for Charlotte. And yes, despite fucking up in the past, he definitely redeemed himself tonight. And she just stands there laughing at him. And despite throwing his principles out of the window and modeling in this fashion event, he actually stands up for himself here. And it's a good moment for his character.
You're so funny. Not you, obviously. Come on, let's go for a drink.
No, I'm okay, thanks. I'll just wait here, I think.
And then Alistair shows up for one last confrontation. I love Will's face here because he's had enough of everybody's bullshit today.
Nice one, twat face. Good dancing.
And Jay was right about Alistair all along.
Well, good to talk to you again, Al. Is that all?
No. I hope one day you get a serious illness too.
And Will puts this crippled motherfucker in his place.
Oh, fuck off, Alistair, you dick.
You're a dick.
You're a dick.
I just won the solitaire game, and Simon also blew it with Carly. No shocker there. She found out his nuts were out and embarrassed her. And yeah, it was a solid episode. Look forward to part 2, or the second episode tomorrow. Stay safe out there, everybody. Peace. Subscribe.